So this morning I was a bit shaky mentally, and I think that was because I opened my E-Trade account up this morning, and I noticed that my account balance it was showing was $4,000 lower than when I had gone to bed the night before, and I was just confused. Like what's going on? Why is my account $4,000 lower? That really concerned me, and so I had to opened a live chat and I kind of explained my situation to customer service, and they, basically said they would check on it and see if there was any issues as far as my account balance being wrong. Which, I just said okay. Like I don't understand why it's 4K lower. I appreciate the help, and then that was that. It turned out I was just having some connectivity issues the day before, which was causing me some pretty big issues. And I think that's just because the market's so crazy and across the board. On almost every platform, you're going to have these certain times where things get laggy, they don't perform perfectly, and it can sometimes that can factor into your trading, where you might have to take a step back, take a break from trading if you're having connectivity issues, or things like today where my account was showing 4K lower. And basically what happened is there was it was showing $4,000 that I had in stock that I sold, and when I sold, that 4,000 didn't move back into the cash portion of my account. But long story short, it was just a scare. It was just they're having a little bit of lag, I guess, on their side, or my connection, perhaps, whatever the case. It took all day for it to update, which has never happened to me before. So everything's all good. The 4,000 came back into my cash portion of the account. It's showing the right balance. Everything's fine. But in the morning, when something kind of new happens to me that I haven't experienced before, that's enough to set my mentality into a bad space. So it's nobody's fault, obviously. That's not what this is about. It's just trying to explain, this is part of trading. There's going to be outside factors that sometimes come into your trading. So I was just freaked out, 4,000 is a ton of money to me, and I was just like really freaked out that it was missing. But it's all good now, and I think I kept it together pretty good. Although that's kind of why in my tweets I was saying it felt like I took a giant loss in the morning, because in a way I did. I was missing $4,000. I was kind of freaked out. But yeah, so I think I was being overly cautious, just like really freaked out and jumpy and paranoid. Not a good mindset, obviously. But yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to explain, and I'll get on with the video now. Okay. Today's video is going to be on IMRN and NAKD. So IMRN had some news in the morning. They were up on advancement of oral therapeutic. Now what happens is around 9 a.m. volume starts to come in, and this goes from $3 a share in 3 minutes, $3 a share to 11. And on the 4th minute it gets to 12. Don't really see that too often. When something just goes 400%, that's 100% each minute. I mean, not technically, but you know what I mean. It's just like, what the heck? That's just absurd. So once something goes this overextended, I had no intention of playing it in the morning. And unfortunately, that same flaw that I was talking about with GRNQ, just because something feels like it's overextended and over, doesn't necessarily mean that it is. So let's count the perfect entries. Let's just count them. How many opportunities that I had for involvement, and I chose to not get involved at all. Here's 1 entry zone, 2 entry zones, 3 entry zones, 4 entry zones that provide perfect risk-reward ratio. And I see another perfect play right here, confirmation. Again, perfect entry zone. So I didn't take any of them just because it was just whenever something makes an absurd move, I just for the most part decide to watch it, not play it, and that's just personal preference, although I do kind of wish I would step up to the plate one of these times and actually take some initiative on something that scares me, because I mean, why am I scared? Technicals are there, the volume's there, the news is there, everything's there, you know, why am I afraid? So that's kind of the critique I have. Yeah, just an absurd play, amazing, very nice, and not just that, pretty safe as well. Honestly, pretty safe play when you get development that clean. Definitely good. Alright, so NAKD. If you want to know why I was watching this, you're going to have to go back a few days, but let's just check out the multi-year real quick. Multi-year chart. It is a multi-year wash. Really sold off. So if you look about 4 days ago, I had the first kind of perk. Whenever something perks, kind of catches my attention, the ticker will be in the back of my mind for the next few days, just because I'm just wondering, hey, what's up with this? Is this going to hold and form another uptrend? What's going on? So you get this huge move from 56 cents to 98. That was very impressive. Then we get this wedge formation. It breaks out of the wedge at 65 cents. Now I didn't play this, but I'm watching it. I do a lot of watching, analyzing just to see what's going on. This morning, when it gaps up and makes a major run, it actually makes a breakout of the perk, which I would say the example that comes to my mind is UAVS. It's kind of that, you know, 4 or 5 days back, I had that initial perk, which was really the beginning of the entire play, and that is what catches my attention so that I watch it for the next few days and can get prepared for this. UAVS did the same thing, and now you see NAKD doing it. Everything does it on a different scale, different time frame, not an exact science, as we all know. So you just gotta try your best to nail the entry. I decided to play this double bottom. So I like plays that do this. They'll make a big rip and then they'll pull back, and then I'm looking for safe structure that I can enter. So you see this double bottom. You also get somewhat of a descending volumetric. It's not perfect, but it's definitely decent, I would say. What else can I do? Well, I can make a triangle setup. It's perhaps not perfect, but again, when you're looking at plays that you're going to enter for, you know, all day explosive squeezes, because what is NAKD? This is a multi-day setup. Multi-day setups, multi-day formations, multi-day scales, okay? This is what creates the most explosive short squeezes to the upside. They are patience plays. It took 4 days to get to where I'm at right now. It took 4 days of development to get to this moment, to get to this entry, which I bought right here. Bam. I like the level 2 development. It broke to the upside. I took a little bit of an anticipation entry, perhaps by 1 cent. So I got a 93 fill. Led to instant upside. I had a sitting limit at 107. It got knocked down, and then I sold it at 101 because I don't know what I was thinking. So really unfortunate that I just blow my entire play. It's like, it's just crazy selling something 4 minutes later. You gotta understand, a 4-minute trade when this took 5 days to get to where we're at. I mean, I can't stress it enough. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough, just how insanely bad this is. This play developed for 5 days and I took it as a scalp. It's just, it's so bad. This entry should have been a 92 risk with an all-day hold mentality. Or at the very least, I should have at least captured some of the 110, between 110 and 120. I wouldn't even be giving myself crap. But when you sell it at 101, I mean, what am I doing? It's just so bad. But, you know, credit where credit's due. The entry was phenomenal. Okay? I like to give myself credit where it's due. Superb entry. You can't get any better than that. So, I am happy with that. Now I'll go through the developments that NAKD made that I feel like you could take some entries on. This seems like a reasonable entry. So this confirmation. I do this thing, I feel like, where if I make a really bad sell in the morning, it's almost like I try to punish myself in some weird way where I don't allow myself to get involved again. I don't know if that's just because I'm tilted. No, that just means like I feel emotionally unhinged. Whatever the case. It's not good because I shouldn't. Why am I punishing myself by avoiding further entries on the name that formed perfectly that would make me money? Why am I making a situation worse? Okay, I screwed up the morning entry. I should move on, stay objective, and then just play further entries, and it would be fine. I don't know why I get into this weird mentality where I just avoid it for the rest of the day. It's just, it seems really silly to me. Again, this entry right here is absolute perfection. See this one from a mile away. That's just perfection. Can't get any better. So these are the entry zones that I feel are appropriate, or at least for my style, for my preference. So you got a 160, 165 entry, which never went below it and peaked at 260. It's pretty crazy. You have entry zones around 120, 23 to 127 area, which led to peak upside of 180. And then, of course, my morning entry at 93. Oh, yeah, and then there's an entry at 104. Can't get much better than this as far as NAKD, IMRN. I mean, the moves were insane. The developments were clean structure that you could nail a risk-reward ratio on. Wonderful day. I didn't do great. It's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. And $1,400 is nothing to not appreciate. I mean, I do appreciate, I am grateful for the 1400. At least I can say that. At least even though I was tilted, even though I was upset, I was able to keep it together, not lose back my profits, and actually, I did good scalping all day long, just sticking to my small wins. They added up. It was nice. But I can do better. I know I can do better. We can all do better. That's the point of trading, to constantly challenge yourself and improve yourself as a person, as a trader. That's what this is all about. And so it is hard to see sometimes how I continuously have issues with patience, and this is just an issue that continues on and on and on. But on the bright side, when things do click for me and I actually do get patience and play the trend, when that does click, I'm gonna be having $5,000 days, $10,000, possibly even more. Okay, so I'm optimistic about the future. I think there's a lot of growth, personal growth, that I have coming up and that I can look forward to. So I'll just keep putting it in, putting in my all, putting in my best effort each day. I'll continue to call myself out when I make errors, and we can all grow together. So thanks for watching the video. You can like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.